Hello, and this is my presentation on my trip to Uganda, which hopefully will start shortly. And while we prepare it, here is a Ugandan playing the Ngalabi drums. Uganda has many lakes, so this wasn't a bad start. It includes one of the largest lakes in the world, Lake Victoria. I'm not sure where this lake is, but it was a nice one to start off with. So, where in the world was I? On the left-hand picture, you will see a picture of most of Uganda, and you'll see in the middle by Lake Victoria, uh, Entebbe, which has the main airport for Uganda. And it's right on the shores of Lake Victoria. The capital of Uganda is to the north of it in Kampala. So you'll see where I ended up in Kisoro district. More about that later, but you can see where it is. It's right on the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, Goma. You can see there is in Congo. And then just to the south of west of that is, or yes, I think, or southeast of it is Rwanda. Kisoro is very famous because it's where mountain gorillas live. And there's a picture of one there, and it's where Diane Fossey often stayed. And indeed, we actually stayed in the same hotel that she often used to stay in when she was in Kisoro. Other times she would be in Musanze over in Rwanda. So I actually started my trip in Entebbe and drove to Kisumu, which you can see on that first picture in Kenya, again on Lake Victoria, right on the eastern side of it. And then we drove all the way back from Kisumu through Kampala. We had an overnight stay in Lusaka before heading down to Kisoro. So that's where in the world we were. And why was I there? This had been a long-standing request from the churches down there that I came and as guest of honor, if you like, to graduate theology students from the Californian university called Grace International University, who have a main campus in Kisoro. In Kisoro, they don't have a main campus. Their main campus is actually in Kampala. Kampala is a good 13 hours drive away from Kisoro. And this was the first time they had ever done this in Kisoro as opposed to Kampala. The other purpose was to visit some of the SEDCU schools, which are supported by the Stodden Churches. Uh, and you'll see a picture of me there, and we'll have more about that in a moment. And to visit schools, churches, and friends that I know in Kisoro, as I've been going there since 1997. So the graduation, as I say, first time a graduation from students from this university had taken place in Kisoro, very much at the request of the students who came from Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Eastern Congo. And I was asked to come, as I say, as guest of honor to graduate and speak to some of the graduates. It was a long service. There were a lot of people there. The Bishop of Muhabura was there. The MP for Kisoro was there. And the newly elected mayor of Kisoro were all present. It actually transpired that the mayor of Kisoro had become a Christian in the very church in which we held that event. And they all spoke as well as me. Well, probably better than me. So, as I say, I also visited a number of schools, and this first school that I'm showing you is Ungahinga Community Primary School. And many people in the Stodden Churches should know a bit about this because through donations that you've kindly sent, they've been supplied with books and other things at this school. It is on the edge of Kisoro. It's right up the side of, I was going to say a mountain, but probably a volcano in Kisoro region called Mount Mgahinga. And you literally drive up a very rough river type track until you get up to the school, which is a good half hour, 40-minute drive up the hill straight out of Kisoro. Now, if I'm clever enough, I will be able to show you a short video of me at that school. Let me try that again. And so that was Ngahinga Community Primary School. It was just about warm enough for us to be outside. You probably saw the drums in that picture, djembe drums, and a drum very similar to that I've given to Eileen Wade School. So that's Ngahinga Community Primary School, much bigger school than our school in Upper Dean. As I say, it's way up on the top of a hill and mountain where the gorillas live, very close to the Ngahinga National Park. And as I say, it's a SEDCU school. So SEDCU is charity set up by Ben and Jan Hoyden, which our churches have been supporting, sending books and other things to that school. And those soft toy puppets you saw me handing out to the little children sitting at the front were all knitted by someone who has been coming to us at Swineshead Church. So a really strong local connection with our churches. And as I say, I also went back to form links with places I've had contacts with over a number of years. I've been going over to Kisoro since 1997. I was actually there when Princess Diana was killed in the car crash. That's why I know it's 1997. And this is the pastor's house where we held our Sunday service, and I preached at that service because the church was still being used for other things that day. The church is also used as the Baha'i church school. So the children come to school in the church and in the church area. And if you look just behind the house, you can see a sort of pathway going behind those gates that you can see behind me. That takes you to a 2-acre field. And on that 2-acre field, they grow vegetables from seeds that I've sent to feed the children at Baha'i Church School. And some more are on their way to them at the moment. There'll be others going out there. Baha'i is the other side of Kisoro from Ngahinga that we looked at just now, and it's much closer to the Kisoro airport strip and even closer to the Rwandan border, which is literally only about 2 kilometers away. And this, I think, is one of the sons of Pastor Steve, who, strictly speaking, is now a bishop of his church. And he's showing me how he plays the recorder, if, again, I can get that to work. Yes, right. Let's move on swiftly from there. And that really brings us to the end. But I'll tell you a little bit more before the final thank you, and that is point out other places I visited. I visited the Kisoro Demonstration School, which Ben and Jan have been supporting a lot since they founded the charity in Swineshead a number of years ago. This is an interesting school. It's much more in town. We actually visited at lunchtime, so we didn't see many of the children, but we did meet somebody called Alice. Alice actually went to this school. This school specializes in teaching not only healthy children, but also children with disabilities. Alice is completely blind. And she went to this school a number of years ago and was sponsored by Ben and Jan and others. She then went to Hornby School in Kabale, which is about a 2 hour drive away from Kisoro. It's a school I visited on previous visits. It's a specialist school for blind students, a secondary school. And then after that, she trained at Teacher Training College as a teacher, and she has come back to Kisoro with a view to getting a full-time job from the government as a teacher of the blind from somebody who is blind herself. And so that's very much because of work that's been done through SEDCU and particularly through people supporting Alice in her journey, a lovely lady to meet. The picture to the right of that is from Ungahinga Community Primary School. It's in the headmaster's office, and you can see some of the books that you have sent out to Uganda, and there they are stored there. And bottom left is children from the Baha'i church school. So they're actually in the church grounds. The church is to the right of where those children are, and behind them are sort of wooden classrooms where they have their classrooms as well. So thank you to everybody who's supported SEDCU and other charities in the past, and hopefully you will continue supporting that in the future. Hope you found this presentation interesting. Thank you.